It's funny, you talk about vocabulary, 100%. When I would read those books and reread those books, I would see a word, I would mispronounce it. For years I thought it was melee, it's melee, but you'd read that word and they'd literally look it up in the dictionary because you're like, that sounds like a cool word. What does that mean? And it expanded my desire, the way I would write about things or visualize them, because I would absorb that artwork. So many of those images from the original Monster Manual are like tattooed in my brain.
Sure.
Like when you say, Minotaur, you're like, yep, yeah, I know exactly what that one looks like, or a Gorgon, or and it just, whenever we do anything mythological, of course, in school, I was just like the wizard. I could just throw it out there. My teachers were blown away that I knew what was in a castle keep and all these other things. But beyond that, just that ability to be excited about something and pour yourself into it and educate yourself at the same time.
It's not only vocabulary either, it's math.
Yeah.
And then, you're talking about
history,
being part of a team and whatever.
Yep.
Like, we've had this conversation before, but like, I escaped the Satanic Panic because the junior high school that I went to, we had a D&D club because the principal of my school thought that it was great for team building. And so we had a club, like we had D&D. And so my parents encouraged me to play D&D, so I feel very fortunate.
Lucky child.
But there's so much educational value
and
to
learning
games.
that everyone at the table is going to get their chance to do something, learning that you need to give, that you have to collaborate, not just, even the dungeon master has to sort of acquiesce or listen and engage with, rather than just be like my way or the highway.
Well, they should.
Right. If you're doing it right,
Yeah.
but it is that kind of engagement. And that's what it would be so funny, because in high school I would talk to my friends and I would sort of say, look, if more people played role-playing games, this would be a better world, a more empathetic world.
For sure.
It would be we would learn to overcome our problems and cheer each other on. And my friends would roll their eyes. They're like, it's just Cheetos, dude. We're just killing orcs. It doesn't matter. And I was like, no, I would get all this.
But that's just it too. Think about, teachers sneak education into all sorts of things by putting together games.
Yeah.
Think about how many cool things that got snuck into our lives because of this game. I knew so much about medieval weaponry in 5th grade.
Yes.
Like, ain't nobody could talk about a halberd. Nobody knew what that was going on. Nobody knew any of that stuff, but we did.
Right.
And so, like, that too is just such a wonderful thing.
I want to give a shout out to Hero Academy, which is unrelated to Hero Forge. It's one of those non-profits that sort of runs D&D games for kids and after-school projects. And that kind of thing where they're really very deliberately, actively teaching kids social skills and consent, and so much navigating space in interpersonal relationships. One, incredible and such a great way to learn, but two, we're still doing that as adults.
Oh, we sure are. And places like Geek Therapeutics that are using it to help people through really difficult times or difficult situations. There's so many wonderful groups coming together to help other people because of the collaborative nature of this game.
Which is pretty exciting too, because we're in a point right now where, if you want to watch D&D, you want to play D&D, you want to do these things. Here in San Diego, we have Ladies of D&D. They've been doing all these awesome things there. Tavern Tales SD has been popping up, and in the last few weeks, they've been having these chats with groups that are like, oh, we want to do a new convention, we want to do a new thing, and there is this huge rise right now in people wanting to gather and wanting to play and meet new folk, which is awesome because discoverability can be a very difficult thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You have your friend group, you have your stuff, but oh my gosh, we're all enjoying this stuff. And I saw some of my old high school friends in Instagram posts for the Ladies of D&D stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to them in 20 years. But like, this is awesome that this is all going on.